April 17, 2023. Good day all. This is a message from Sierra Victor. We continue with our current program based on a book named Spy Secrets That Can Save Your Life by Jason Hansen as a baseline. The information, techniques, and skills is applicable and adapted to the high crime environment in South Africa. Chapter 4. Become an Escape Artist Part 2. How to escape from handcuffs. You'll be amazed by how easy it is to do this. All you really need is a couple of cheap items. You may already have these things lying around the house like a bobby pin or a barrette. Method 1, the bobby pin. Step 1, the tool. A set of pliers will make bending the bobby pin exactly the way we need it much easier. Simply use the pliers to straighten out the bobby pin into one straight line. One side of the bobby pin is smooth, and the other has ridges. Take off the little nub on the end of the smooth side of the bobby pin. You can take it off by clamping down on it with your pliers and stripping it off. You want to make a minuscule upward bend on the end of the smooth side of the bobby pin. About maybe a 1/4 inch, at about a 45-degree angle. You're basically making a tiny shovel. Step 2, escape the cuffs. For the purposes of these instructions, we're using your right hand. Hold your hand so that the teeth of the cuffs, the part that goes into the handcuffs, is on the bottom. You only need to be concerned with the keyhole of the handcuff. The keyhole is a small circle that has a small slot shooting off of the right side. You want to insert your shovel into the small slot portion of the keyhole. You don't want to be in the round portion at all, just the small slot, and insert the bobby pin into that small slot until you feel it hitting metal. As soon as it hits metal, you pull the bobby pin down toward the ground and then to the right. It's important to note these are two distinct motions. Once the bobby pin is inserted, you first pull down and then you pull to the side. Don't try pulling at an angle or the cuffs won't open. Troubleshooting. For the purposes of practicing, know that it's entirely possible that you'll take the small bend out of your bobby pin. Simply bend the end back upward into that minuscule angle and try again. Make sure you are pulling down and to the right and that you are smooth and gentle. This is not a process that requires a lot of force at all. Method 2, a shim made from a barrette. Step 1, the tool. You'll need a simple basic hair barrette, a hair clip that snaps closed. Again, this is a tool you'll want to make in advance. Your ultimate goal is to turn the barrette into a shim that can be used to block the teeth of the handcuffs so they don't click shut. The first thing you'll need to do is break off the middle piece. You can just bend it upward and snap it off. Then you'll want to break off the fatter, round portion on the top. You can use your pliers to bend this section back and forth until it pops off. Now you have two thinner pieces of metal attached at one end that form a V. The ends of your V will likely be curved upward, so take your pliers and straighten them out. You want the ends of the hair barrette to be as straight as possible. Step 2, insert the shim. For this method, you're only going to be working with the part of the handcuffs where the teeth are inserted into the cuff. You're going to take your barrette that you turned into a shim, and insert it into the space where the teeth go into the cuff. You're going to have to push down on the teeth of the cuffs and then immediately push the shim all the way down. Pushing on the teeth first gives you momentum to push the shim down. Once you've pushed the shim all the way down until it can't go anymore, you will simply hold it in place and then lift your hand out of the cuffs. The shim blocks the teeth of the cuffs so it won't stay closed and you can open it. Go to spysecretsbook.com to watch a video demonstrating how to escape from handcuffs using both a bobby pin and a hair barrette. The trunk challenge. The trunk of a car is a small, confined space. Your blood pressure is going to go up and you're going to feel compelled to move faster. Don't. Take your time and move slowly. If you drop your bobby pin or shim, it's going to be really hard to find it in the dark. Also know that all newer cars have a glow-in-the-dark emergency release pull. You should be able to locate that without too much trouble. What if you're in an older model car that doesn't have an emergency release? Should this ever happen to you, don't panic. Trunk locks are not especially strong. Get on all fours, and push against the trunk with your back, it will hopefully pop open, depending on the vehicle model. Other options. Kick out the back seat. You've been kidnapped, now what? You should do absolutely everything in your power to fight off a potential kidnapper. This is not a time to be compliant, but to kick, hit, scream, and use a weapon. If you are hijacked, and your attacker is sitting next to you or behind you forcing you to drive away, you are in a position of power. The changes that they put their safety belt on is less than 1%, and as by law you should have yours on. Create an accident at high speed if you must. Remember, if they just wanted to rob you, they would have done so, but they are moving you to a place where they can do far worse stuff to you. They are moving you to a place where you can be raped, tortured or killed. So, you have very little to lose, ram your car into a bridge pillar or anything similar. The changes that they will hit or shoot you while you speed up the car is also very slim. Take your changes in an accident, rather than somewhere in the felt at their hands and mercy. If you are not able to fight off kidnappers, you need to know that the first 24 hours are critical. This is one of the few things they get right in the movies. Once kidnappers have you in their possession, they're likely to move you around. It's possible they'll move you to a safe house, or even move you several times, making it more difficult for you to be found. Whatever you need to do, make sure you escape within those first 24 hours. Besides getting moved to a faraway location, you're likely at your strongest during this part of the ordeal. In other words, you've probably got a belly full of food and plenty of water in you. However, 3 weeks from now you'll probably be a lot weaker and it will be much tougher for you to escape because your captors aren't likely to feed you well and you won't be able to keep up your strength. Once it's become clear you cannot fight off your attackers, you'll need to put on an act of compliance. Do not look directly at your kidnapper, and be submissive. However, just because you're acting compliant and timid doesn't mean you are giving up, it's all an act. The reason you want to act submissive is that you do not want the kidnappers to think you require additional security measures. If they've duct taped you, and you're screaming your head off, you don't want them to decide to padlock you in the trunk because you're being a problem. While you're acting compliant, you want to be thinking as carefully as you can about how to escape. You're looking for that quick lapse in security that will enable you to break free. So, as soon as you see an opening to escape and your captors aren't around, make a run for it. Thank you for listening or reading this message. We will continue in our next message on Spy Secrets, with Chapter 4. Getting away from an abduction. Please feel free to use and distribute as needed. Our messages are not by any means enticing you to a revolution of sorts, but rather to equip you with the necessary theoretical background in order to assist local armed forces or police in stabilizing a SHTF situation. Please contact any admin on any Sierra Victor group for our previous material or search for our channel on YouTube. We wish you well. Sierra Victor.